You check your phone 40 times a day. You flinch at a shadow in the corner of your eye. You feel a strange comfort standing with your back to a wall in a crowded room. You have never lived on a savanna. But the real answer is far stranger. Your brain has never left it. 200,000 years of your ancestors' lives were shaped by open grassland, scattered trees, and the constant possibility of something watching from the tall grass. That world built the wiring you carry today. The wiring did not get an update. It just got a new environment to misfire in. Think about the last time you walked into a parking garage at night. Your heart rate climbed before you consciously noticed anything wrong. Why? Psychologists call this hypervigilance, and it is not a flaw. It is a feature that once saved lives. Your ancestors who scanned the horizon a little too often survived to pass on that anxious alertness. The ones who relaxed too easily did not get the chance. You are descended from the nervous ones. That is not an insult. That is an inheritance. There is a theory in environmental psychology called Savanna preference. Researchers studying landscape aesthetics across dozens of countries and cultures found something odd. Children too young to have absorbed any cultural bias about scenery consistently preferred images of savanna-like landscapes over dense forests, deserts, or even lush jungles. Not forests, not mountains. Savanna. Open ground, scattered trees, visible water, a clear line of sight to the horizon. Why would a child in Tokyo or Toronto, who has never set foot on the African plains, feel a pull toward that specific configuration of grass and trees? The environmental psychologist Gordon Orians proposed an answer decades ago. He argued that humans carry an inherited aesthetic preference for the exact landscape that kept our ancestors alive. A savanna offers what he called prospect and refuge. Prospect means you can see danger coming from far away. Refuge means you have somewhere to retreat to. A tree, a rock formation, a thicket. Together they form the perfect survival geometry. Open enough to spot a predator, covered enough to hide from one. You have never needed to spot a lion, but you still choose the coffee shop seat that faces the door. This is where it gets stranger. The savanna did not just shape what you find beautiful, it shaped how your body reacts to being watched, to being exposed, to being cornered. Picture yourself in a meeting, about to speak in front of a room. Your palms sweat, your throat tightens. Your mind goes blank for half a second before the words come. This is not really about the meeting. Your nervous system cannot tell the difference between a room full of coworkers and a group of unfamiliar humans on the savanna who might decide in an instant whether you are an ally or a threat. Social exclusion to a Pleistocene brain was not an inconvenience. It was often a death sentence. Being cast out of the group meant facing predators, weather, and hunger alone. The psychologist Kipling Williams spent years studying this exact reaction. In his experiments, participants were left out of a simple ball-tossing game, sometimes not even in person, just a computer simulation with players they knew were not real. Even then, being ignored triggered activity in the same brain regions that process physical pain. Your brain does not file rejection under disappointment. It files it under danger. That is why a slow reply to a text message can needle at you for hours. Your ancestors, on the savanna, did not have text messages, but they absolutely had the fear of being quietly dropped from the group. The interface changed. The alarm system did not. Now think about food. Why does a plate of fries disappear faster than a plate of vegetables? Why does your body crave sugar and fat the moment stress arrives? For most of human history, calories were never guaranteed. A body that hoarded fat when food was plentiful and craved dense calories whenever possible was a body built to survive a famine that might arrive without warning. There was no such thing as too many calories on the savanna. There was only the very real threat of too few. Your ancestors who felt intense cravings for fat and sugar outlived the ones who felt indifferent to food. That craving used to be rare and useful. Now it walks past a drive-thru on every corner of every city on Earth. The environment sprinted ahead. The instinct stayed exactly where it was. Here is the part that should genuinely unsettle you. None of this is a malfunction. Your brain is doing precisely what it evolved to do. It is scanning for threats, protecting your social standing, and hoarding calories with the same urgency it had 200,000 years ago. The problem is not the software. The problem is that the software is running in the wrong world. The anthropologist Sarah Blaffer Hrdy has written extensively about how deeply human surviving